You were gentle. You were calm. The way you quietly smiled while enduring every insult without flinching, they called it kindness. When you held back your words, even as your spirit cried out for release, they saw it as patience. They misread your silence as a sign of surrender. That was their first mistake. But kindness is a blade still sheathed. You've held the thunder for so long, you've even forgotten the weight of lightning. But it lingered, never gone, just watching, sharpening. They saw still waters, never knowing the sea beneath was gathering to rise. And now they pray, it doesn't break. You were respectful, even when disrespected. You were patient, even when underestimated. They saw gentleness and called it weakness. But your mercy was not surrender. It was restraint. It was war on pause. You were the quiet one, the loyal one, the one who stayed, even when everyone else walked away. But what did that loyalty earn you? Betrayal from the ones who swore they'd never leave. It wasn't strangers who hurt you. It was blood. It was the friend you'd have died for. It was the system that swore to protect you. The same people who smiled at your face while laying traps behind your back. They wanted your compliance, your soft edges, your easy silence. They thought you existed to soothe, but they never saw the match you've carried in your palm all these years. It's always the calm ones who hear the loudest screams, and they are the ones who carry the weight of pain like air. They're the most dangerous, because stillness isn't the absence of strength or passivity. It's preparation. Real warriors don't roar. They observe. They remain patient. They assess. They know that the finest blades are shaped in silence, and when the blade strikes, there's no warning, only impact. It's the kind of scream that breaks everything without ever making a sound. Kindness doesn't thrive among wolves. Your softness had boundaries, and they crossed every line. Now, it's too late for mercy. You were shaped by a fire you didn't ignite. You never wanted war, but it came anyway, like a storm bearing your name in every thunderclap. So now you'll end it, not out of revenge, but because they wouldn't let you walk away. They won't like the way this ends. They've seen your smile. Now, they'll face your storm. This isn't payback. This is reality catching up. Here are the two main phases you encounter while facing the challenge. Before we continue, please take a moment to support the channel, like this video, share it, and subscribe to continue your journey of self-mastery and wisdom. I'm grateful to everyone who has walked this journey with me. Now let's dive in. Number 1. Your transformation begins. When you cried out for someone to care, they turned their backs, leaving you in the cold. So you learned to numb your heart. They pushed you toward the edge, but instead of falling, you crafted wings. Every scar they gave you became a blueprint. Every wound was a roadmap, and each doubt they cast was forging you into something sharper. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. And somehow, you rose. Not with grandeur, not unwavering, but you rose. And in that exact moment, the spark was lit. Now they look at you with startled eyes, unsure of when the shift occurred. Your evolution wasn't loud, it was calculated. You didn't cry out for rescue. You became your salvation. You didn't broadcast your pain. You turned it into precision. And now your growth is their consequence. Revenge was never your goal. They expected your breaking, but what they got was thunder. What they failed to see was that in trying to break you, they built something beyond their reach. Something colder, something wiser, something untouchable. You are no longer waiting at the threshold. Every breath you take is a declaration. You didn't shatter, you ignited. From the ashes of their doubt, you rose. You were not pleading for space, but claiming it. Lions don't lose sleep over sheep that scatter. You outgrew what no longer fit, and those who couldn't match your truth, your intensity, your growth, drifted away like shed skin. That wasn't abandonment, that was transformation. The strong don't gather crowds, they are studied from a distance. Some say solitude is dangerous. They're right, but only for the weak. Now, you don't warn, you strike. There was a time you gave freely. Your heart, your loyalty, your trust. You believed words mattered, that love could mend all things. But when kindness lands in the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon, and they used it against you. They sparked the fire and disappeared. You never asked for war, but now that it's here, there's no backing down. This isn't about revenge. It's about bringing closure to what they carelessly unleashed, not with fury, but with precision. Because the battle never came to destroy you, it came to crown you the victor. Number 2. Their betrayal split the sky. It wasn't your enemies who broke you. It was the ones who were supposed to protect you. They cast you into shadow, hoping you'd vanish. But you did not fade. You adapted. Their betrayal changed everything. You stopped waiting for others to do right by you and started doing right by yourself. Your kindness didn't disappear. It refined itself into precision. You didn't become cold. You became aware. Aware of what real love looks like. Aware of who's worth your energy. The one they thought was easy prey is now the predator. You watched. You learned. You tracked their steps through the dark, memorized every pattern, and filed every silence. And in the stillness, you sharpened your instincts. Now, you move with precision. No apologies, no explanations. Silence is your sword, and resolve is your shield. You no longer waste your warmth on those who mistake it for weakness. You don't raise your voice, you strike with quiet certainty. Because you learned that respect isn't requested, it's claimed. Let them miss the softer you. That version wasn't weak, it was just unguarded. But now, you see clearly. Now you see through masks. Now you know not everyone deserves access. You're not heartless, you're prepared. And next time betrayal knocks, you won't hesitate. You'll end it. This is the ending they never prepared for, the storm they thought they'd never face. Let them choke on the regret of ever thinking you were fragile. Their underestimation was their first mistake, and their final one. You finish what others start, not out of spite, but because you were built to endure, built to win. Rise still, steady, unstoppable. Let the silence after your triumph be louder than their doubt ever was, and let the echoes of your victory be the last thing they hear.